Welcome to the iSpeak Fundy Biosphere series. We want to become more fluent when speaking about the Fundy Biosphere. In this series, we'll be covering everything from the sciences of ecology and forestry to climate action and even hiking, exploring, and tourism. Join us as together we learn how truly special the Fundy Biosphere is. Welcome to the Fundy Biosphere iSpeak series. I'm Ben Cummings, and today I have Brittany Dixon with me. She is the Conservation and Engagement Coordinator for Nature Trust New Brunswick. How are you, Brittany?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So for people who are not familiar with Nature Trust NB, what is the organization?
Yeah, so the Nature Trust is a charitable land conservation organization, and we focus on three main pillars of our mission, which would be conserving, stewarding, and engaging private land and New Brunswickers about the importance of protecting our province's unique natural heritage and our biodiversity in New Brunswick.
So I know a little bit about nature conservancy and stuff like that. So why is it important that we conserve stuff here in New Brunswick?
It's very important because it is for future generations and for wildlife and for so many reasons. It's just integral to be able to protect these special locations, these locations that are maybe ecologically significant, or they protect species at risk. And just to be able to say, for future generations, these are locations that we'll have here for years and years to come, and we can say that we were there to protect them and conserve them. And these are incredibly special places. The Nature Trust has over 69 nature preserves that we now conserve and protect and steward as well. So a lot of those are open and accessible to the public. So we encourage folks to get out and really just appreciate the nature that we have here, and the fact that, the goal is that these special locations will be protected for years and years and years to come.
Is there any specific locations that are your favorite for that have been conserved?
Well, I'm partial to Hyla Park here in Fredericton because it is close to me in Fredericton here, and it's actually, I think, the first nature preserve that I ever went to with sort of the gray tree frog surveys that they have. So as a volunteer, even before I was an employee with the Nature Trust, I was able to go out and help with those surveys. So that's a special location to me. But I mean, there's so many nature preserves sort of along the coast in the Bay of Fundy down there. And many that I haven't actually explored yet myself. So I need to get out more and explore these trails too. But yeah, like if you're pretty much many locations in New Brunswick, there's going to be a nature preserve close to you, or just a little bit of a journey away. And yeah, encourage you to check them out.
Do you know the process to a something being or a place being conserved? Do you know the process that it needs to go through to be able to be a conserved area?
Yeah, sort of. It's can be different depending on the type of land. So I guess without getting into it too much, there's different ways that these lands can be conserved. They can be donated. It might be sort of a gift, or something that's placed in your will. It might be a conservation easement. It might be that folks actually, sometimes we have a stewardship program where folks who, like, they still own their property, but they want to learn more about how to be stewards for their own properties and their land. They might reach out to us as well and find out about kind of tips and tricks for how to be, good stewards for their land. So there's lots of different ways that land can be acquired at the Nature Trust. And yeah, so yeah, lots of different ways, and there's a whole section on the website about it. But if you're interested at all in, learning more about how to donate land or become a donor in different ways, yeah, there's plenty of information there, and a whole department here that can help you out with that.
So if anybody listening is keen on
Yeah.
getting some of their land preserved, or if they know of anything, now I believe that you can also I think the province of New Brunswick has something going on right now where you can suggest different places to be conserved or vote on those. Do you know anything about that?
Um, I'm not extremely knowledgeable about it because I believe it's more Crown public land that
Yeah.
they're looking into, sort of suggestions, recommendations. But yeah, so from what I've heard is, yeah, you can go on and you can make those suggestions and recommendations for lands that, are special to you or special for different reasons. And Yeah, so, but for us, it's more some private lands that we will acquire, or we will sort of conserve or steward. And yeah, so it's like slightly different, but I wish I had a bit more information on the other programs that are out
No,
there,
that's
but
quite all right.
definitely lots of programs and ways to get involved. Yeah.
Now, the reason that we are connected right now is because we had a swimathon a couple of weeks ago, and we will be partnering, I guess, with a cleanup, the Great Fundy Coastal Cleanup,
Yep.
which
Yep.
will be the 21st through the 22nd, I think we are doing. Can you, why is it important to, I mean, that's kind of answers itself, to clean up the coast is important, but why is it important for the Nature Trust to get involved and help clean up the coast?
Yeah, well, I mean, globally, there are so many reasons why this is important that we're doing it even on a local scale here, because I mean, globally, you have about 300 million tons of plastic that's produced every year, including majority of single-use plastics, things like that, shopping bags, cups and straws, and then about 8 million tons of that ends up in our oceans every year. So that has huge implications for what that can mean for wildlife and for habitats. But I mean, marine species, they can ingest, they can get entangled in these plastic pieces of debris. It can cause serious injury or death. Plastic pollution threatens food and water safety and quality. Plastic on our shorelines can, I mean, it kind of, the idea is that everything can lead to the ocean. So even if there's plastic that exists, in the middle of New Brunswick, but you have rivers and you have waterways that bring it down, having a shoreline cleanup, that might make its way to the ocean. Having a cleanup in the middle of New Brunswick, that can also lead to the ocean. So it all kind of, it falls there, and then the impact that it can have is global, because at that point you're in the Bay of Fundy, but you have access to the world. So us having a cleanup here in New Brunswick can have a huge impact on the state of global marine debris. And actually, the data that we collect through this cleanup, it's not just for, actually, we share it with the Huntsman Marine Science Center. We share it with the Great Canadian Coastal Cleanup, and also with the International Coastal Cleanup as well. So it's provincial, it's national, international, but it's great that we can come together, and this data can be used on a large scale as well, because it is a large scale problem. So yeah.
Yeah, it's something I think that we see even, like you said, internationally, that we noticed it with our project in St. Martin's. Even the girls were talking about how just walking along the beach, that especially at low tide, you can see so much litter and stuff. We're even talking about potentially for next year putting out a request for some funding so that we can see if we can make the communities a little bit more green, so that things are recyclable, so that even if some things get thrown away, they'll at least degrade a little bit faster. So I think it's really important that we become good stewards of our lands, or like you said, and be able to really clean up and maintain the areas, especially along the Fundy Coast, because it's sort of our prime real estate, if you will. It's one of the most beautiful places that we've got in New Brunswick.
Yeah, especially as a province that, I mean, there's so much ecotourism as well. And actually, one of the exciting parts of the cleanup is that we do work with so many partners, and a lot of those partners are involved in ecotourism or aquaculture. So there are people that, I mean, a shoreline cleanup, an ocean cleanup can mean everything to them, because it really has a huge impact on our ability to, keep that ecotourism going, but also that aesthetic beauty of that area. And so yeah, it's super important, and it's great to see them come out and also get involved in this, and kind of all goes full circle in the end.
Yeah, it's huge for the flora and the fauna, like any animal that can get. And actually, I remember even in a video I produced recently about the Fundy footpath, that I was deep into the woods, and even still, you can find bags of garbage that people just leave, which is so depressing and sad, that you go somewhere that seems to be remote and off the grid, and then there's just trash that has been left there.
Yeah, I've definitely experienced similar things, and yeah, it can get to you a little bit, but then, I mean, coming out to a cleanup like this, where you're surrounded by other like-minded people, and I mean, these are folks that, they're excited to be out there and to be part of these cleanups. And then it can be it's heartwarming. It's the kind of the opposite side of the coin, where you have folks come out and be stewards for the land and really care and really make a difference. So yeah, it's always really exciting to be part of.
Awesome. So Brittany, when the cleanup is the 21st, right?
It's the whole weekend. So it's the Friday, August 20th to Sunday, August 22nd, 2021. So coming up this month. Yeah.
So if you are available, or if you want to come down to, where are we cleaning up?
Well, it's kind of nice this year, and similar to last year, actually, we're doing it with friends and family bubbles. So we're giving you the resources and the support that you need to lead your own cleanup. There on our website, there's like the data sheet that you need. There's some cleanup info, some safety tips. There's going to be the how to lead a cleanup webinar. The recording should be on the website by the time this podcast is out there, I think. And so there's everything you need to lead your own cleanup. And then, you can go to a shoreline, a beach, a park, but even again, like your own backyard, your own community, no matter where you are in New Brunswick, and you can lead that cleanup with your bubble, maybe your work team, your friends, family, all that. And so it's kind of nice this year that we're able to access, locations across the province. And it's something that we saw last year, where things quickly got changed with COVID-19. You had to kind of adjust to the situation, but we were able to actually access more sites than ever before. So that was sort of a nice outcome of all these changes, was that, with people leading their own groups, we could do even more than before. So yeah, similar model for this year, but we don't want people to feel like they're going out there with no help. We're here to support. So reach out if you have questions, but also our website has lots of information on there too.
All right, that leads me to my next question. What is your website?
Naturetrust.nb.ca is the website.
All right, and if you are looking to do your own cleanup, which we would encourage you to do so, there's plenty of resources. Are they on the website or just on social media?
The website and, social media would probably lead you to the website.
All right.
So yeah, website's probably the best place to find data sheets and safety tips and things like that.
Perfect. So head on over to their website. And everybody, thank you for listening to the Fundy Biosphere iSpeak podcast. We will see you in the next episode. For more information about the Fundy Biosphere, or to contact us, you can find us on social media or visit us at fundy-biosphere.ca.